Go to @ of your Delta 8 gummy knees and for all your Delta 8 inhalation needs, I want to say. I don't know. Something like that. It's in the description below.
It's been a long day, a long week, maybe a long year, so let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors.
Guys, if you're outside of America, or if you're lucky enough to be using NordVPN, you could be signed up to BitGet for all of your futures trading needs. The link is in the description down below. Hey guys, if you're trading in America, you can use up-down trading through crypto.com. It's in the description down below. Sign up today and start trading.
Carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way, so everybody gets sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great evening. My name is Bleeves. This is Bedtime with Bleeves. And we have an ascending wedge. And God damn it, if I didn't misspell ascending. Oh my God. I'm going to hell. You know what? And listen, all I ever do is swipe my phone. All I ever do is swipe, right? How do you mistype ascending when you swipe your phone? Holy absolute shit. So the big news for the day is Bencoin is in an ascending wedge, and it's about to break out. Now, if you guys are paying attention, we're going to pull this up. Be the easiest thing for you to see. It is right here, and let's drop that just a little bit. Get this on the screen just the right way, just like you like it, biatch. So you got this ascending pattern over here where we're getting lower highs, but the top has been staying right around this 96 level. It'll come up, test 96, then it'll get rejected. It's around 97, and then it'll get rejected. Then it did the same thing a couple days ago. Then it did the same thing earlier today. Now it's coming back in here. Now the question is, can it continue on the line that it's already been on? Because it comes back down and it retests every single time. Now, when you are looking at the meme coin universe, this is not a pattern that you are seeing. You are seeing the exact opposite on almost every other token. Now, let's go ahead and put the favorites back up here. When you look at, let's say, Mong. Mong, you are just now getting a nice little run. But just to give you an idea here, this was kind of the top of that spot there, and this is the first time that it's come up and kind of touched it, right? So Mong is breaking that trend. Bob, in fact, is continuing and seems to be breaking that trend. Turbo has not been. Yeah, see, Turbo is not breaking that trend because what's happening is the tokens, the coins, whatever you want to call them, that are going to survive, and they are tokens, by the way, but they're not coming up into this little area here. They don't have the strength. They don't have the ability. Sponge, you can see that it's just, they're dead, right? They have volume. They are trading still. So anything could happen, and a reversal could happen because up until just a little while ago, Mong had no shot. Mong has finally made a nice little move here. Now, the other part is Mong has been close and has been, you can see right here, there's a little passion for it. If you just consider that this spot right here is a good indicator, and it's had a nice little run as well. So that brings us to most of these are just not going to survive because they aren't making it, which brings us back to Ben. And so Ben just has not done that. Ben had its first little dip over here and then continues to match that dip as it builds higher lows, adds new holders up to 16,000 holders now. So Ben is having a really good time. Got a few levels of support that we're going to talk about right now. Real quick, here's what I really see happening. Now, this also comes down to a timing issue. Today, Ben Armstrong issued a statement, and he said, I'm selling what I have in Ben because I have to, because I don't have the capital to buy this thing off of ETH Ben. So I'm going to have to liquidate my position, and it's also not going to be good for me to hold my position because I'm also going to be holding all of the supply. So I'm going to liquidate my position. I'm out, and I'm going to be the boss now, and I will have this supply. But the person that was going to help me, that was putting their finances together in order to make the play, is slow walking it, and they're not moving as fast as Ben Armstrong wants them to. So BitBoy Crypto said he's going to liquidate everything he needs to in order to do this himself, to make sure that it gets done as quickly as possible. He's passionate about it. He wants this thing done. He says that DZ's been in contact with at least Drew's been in contact with no more than 8 different exchanges, or no less than 8 different exchanges, about immediate listings. And if you come over here and look at what Ben has done so far, just consider the markets that it has so far. Poloniex, MEXC, LBank, CoinWZT, and SuperX. And this is a significant sort of volume here. I mean, you look at the volume over here, and it's 8.5 million. But you see ZT is telling you that it has 11 million in volume. And this says volume excluded on a number of these when it's adding this up over here. So it could be that we've got some of these are going to be added in. You're going to start seeing a huge, but it's big exchanges that you're going to start seeing Ben being listed on in the next little while. And look, if you fade it, if you decide, hey, you know what, I would rather just strap a giant dildo on my forehead and walk around like a unicorn, then that's on you. I mean, that's cool. You do you. That's important that you have the freedom, or feel like you have the freedom to do that. It doesn't make sense to most of us. We look at you, we point and laugh, but it's okay, because to be fair, we were probably laughing at you behind your back anyway. So, I mean, if you think blah 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 blah, so it's okay. And this right here, Cooler J, I appreciate you. I want to thank you for coming into the show. I want to thank you for checking it out. This is your first day in crypto, I can only assume, for making a statement like that. So, welcome to cryptocurrency. In cryptocurrency, you're going to have peaks, and you're going to have valleys. You're going to have ups. You're going to have downs. Things are going to happen for the good. Things are going to happen for the bad. This is a long journey. In 2021, a bunch of people made no money at all and got their asses wrecked, right? But a few people made a lot of money on Dogecoin. Then a few people made a lot of money on SHIB. And then later on that year, a few people made a lot of money on Saitama. Most people got shit on, because that's how it works, right? So the way this plays out, Cooler J, the way this plays out in your second day, you might see a little bit of a dip in the market. Ben could go down and could retest some other lows. Now, based on the positioning of the chart, and by the way, it is very difficult to do technical analysis on a meme coin chart that has a lower volume. This has been, I've been in crypto since 2020, dude. You're holding a bag, of course. It's YOU''RE, by the way, but okay, you're going to disagree. You don't sell on your holders at an ascending wedge. Actually, you do whatever it is that you got to do to make a deal. He doesn't owe you anything. He's not the owner. Ben is the owner. Ben Armstrong doesn't even own the project. And Jesus fucking Christ, how do you explain this to people who can't understand, who've been in crypto for years and still don't grasp the fundamentals? How do you deal with it? I don't know. Cooler J, listen, the best thing that you can do, you're not cut out. You're not cut out for the hodl life. You're not cut out for just holding on and doing this. Take your profit. Decide to, find something that vibes with you. Find something that you're passionate about. May I suggest Bob? May I suggest Mong? That's a good one. Bob has a nice little run. I would play the dips. I would not buy Bob right now because that's crazy to me when I think that Bob's going to retrace at least to 4, maybe even to 3,500 one more time before it moves up again. Same thing with Mong. Mong is having a moment right now, and it's making a nice little push up, but it's going to retrace. Might I suggest that you wait just a little bit, get in on the bottom of one of those, because I just assume since you've been in crypto for 3 years now, I want to say, since 2020, you didn't buy the top of this. So you're in profit. You're making a bunch of money already. So it's difficult for me to understand what the problem is, because nobody who's been in crypto for 3 years would have bought the top of Ben. They would have bought the bottom, right? They would have got at the bottom. I got in at 4, right? So I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm up double on my holding. So I'm feeling like pretty good about it, because I haven't been in it since 2020. I've been in since 2021. But the first thing that I learned is don't buy the top, because that makes you an idiot, and I wouldn't want to be an idiot. So, yeah. So good luck. Anyway, so as you can see right here, it's going to take a few hours for it to break out, for us to find out whether or not we could be testing a new low. We could be testing 66.29 again, because that has been a level of support. We could also be bouncing where we are right now. As you can see right here, there is a level right here that's kind of formed over the last little runs, and you've seen that we've bounced off of it right here around 71.50. And that would be fair enough. That could be a spot for a reversal and a move back to the upside, but there is potential for some more and potentially some significant downside, because we don't have a signature, we don't have a dry ink, wet ink, whatever contract between ETH Ben and Ben Armstrong. So we have nothing at this point. So that's going to cause FUD. That's going to cause uncertainty. That's going to cause people to be like, oh no, what's happening? So that's going to cause people to come into YouTube channels and be like, hey, why did he sell? Shit like that. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, right? It could happen. But anyway, let's move on to what's actually news right now. We'll put a pin in Ben, although Ben is going to play out of this ascending wedge, which, by the way, when we think about it, when Ben, I killed myself. When did Ben say that he was going to sign the contract? By Friday, right? When is this wedge playing out? By Friday. So what is the likelihood? The likelihood is on Friday, we're going to have a contract. We're going to start to see some sort of bigger narrative play out. We won't see the update that we got the last time was some assurances that there are things that are happening. There are things that are working. One of the first things is going to be announcing an exchange. And Ben Armstrong did say specifically that what he didn't want to do was put all 8 exchanges out at once, because that's against the hype train, right? Let's build some FOMO. Let's create some presence. And then let's partner with stake.com if it's at all possible, and turn Ben into something that can be used as currency. Then let's see if Ben wants to partner with Volt and make Ben a token that you can use on VoltiCard. There's plenty of different things that can create uses, can create burns, can create a reduction in supply. A lot of things that could potentially go on over the next little while as this plays out. But again, the top has been the top over here at about 96, 92. So this wedge pattern is confirming and hopefully going to lead to a breakout. But pre-markets for tomorrow, not just kind of oscillating sideways. Earnings Whisperer says this: beats. The Earnings Whisperer is sponsored by Dre again. Everything beat. It's nonsense right now to see the market doing anything other than just booming. Now, the other part to this is we have seen a move away from that 4 number we've been looking at for a few days. We're up to 8, which doesn't mean that we're moving very much, but we have seen a tiny uptick in the overall market, meaning that we are going from deep in Bitcoin season into alt season. We're not even close, by the way, but we're 50% higher, or we're 100% higher than we were yesterday. Well, actually, I think we were 6 yesterday. So we're 50% higher than yesterday, 100% higher than the day before. So yeah, crazy shit going on here. Now, moving on to actual news. What is the Ethereum rainbow chart? There is a chart here, and it's called a rainbow chart for Ethereum. And the colors, basically, here's what it means. It means up here, the red is maximum bubble territory. When you see Ethereum popping into these red areas and red zones up here, or even the orange zones, it's usually a signal that something is going to come back down, that this is a retracement opportunity. So you are seeing that, right? Well, then let's follow this Ethereum rainbow price chart along with what's going on with Ethereum right now. And guess where we find ourselves? We find ourselves in the blue, which means that Ethereum is on what can only be described as a fire sale, and that it looks like Ethereum is ready for a significant bounce. So it could be based on this little yellow area, this little yellow area, by the way, in the green area. The yellow means it's just slightly overdone, and the green kind of means it's still cheap. But that little green right in here kind of means that it's altcoin season. That's kind of the impetus right there. So as it starts to move back up here, that's going to be about $3,000. And remember, remember when we were talking about Bitcoin going to 37,300 for the last couple of weeks, that's the next big move for Bitcoin. We were talking about that. Guess where we were talking about Ethereum going? 2,800, which puts us very close to that 3,000. So this thing is this is another signal that this whole thing is about to play out to a tremendous upside. And the next move, USDC issuer Circle moves $8.7 billion to repo agreements to protect reserves from the U.S. government default. So USDC now protecting their money. Tether is allocating up to 15% of its profits towards purchasing Bitcoin and its quarterly profit. The stablecoin issuer also released its quarter one assurance report, in which it unveiled a 1.5 billion Bitcoin reserve. Tether is now allocating up to 15% of its profits towards purchasing Bitcoin rapidly. And I mean very rapidly. Tether is going to pass MicroStrategy's. Michael Saylor, it's going to leave him in the dust. If this is the way that they're doing business, this means that Tether is about to become the largest single holder of Bitcoin, and it will probably happen very fast. If you look at the levels that we're talking about, then very, very rapidly you're going to see Tether become one of the single largest holders of Bitcoin very rapidly. Also, is Bitcoin headed for another crash? That was a question asked today. And there is data on this, by the way. Crypto enthusiasts and traders closely monitor Bitcoin's performance. According to Miles Dusher, an experienced crypto analyst, who's in Miami, by the way. So if you're in Miami, say hi to Miles. I'm in chat with him, but he's kind of off for a couple days because of Bitcoin Miami. So he'll be 18, 19, and 20th. Bitcoin typically experiences a temporary rally after a decline. Now, every time Bitcoin Miami happens, Bitcoin has dipped for the last couple of years. But Miles' analysis shows that in 2020, Bitcoin price dropped by 56% within 59 days after rallying initially. Similarly, in 2021, Bitcoin's price dropped by 24% within 47 days. And in 2022, the price dropped 42% within 40 days. So now what he's saying is, and what he's implying is, that we are in for a drop, but the likely fall, which is 21,440, that's not even, I don't think that's even in the cards at this point. The market doesn't exist for it to, and I know there's a lot of people out there that wish for that kind of opportunity, but I don't think it exists right now. So according to cryptocurrency analyst Adrian Zadunchik, historical data suggests that pre-election years are the best performing years on record for Bitcoin, with a 98.8% chance of a bull run in 2023. Even though the worst 6 months of the year usually begin with May, he believes a bullish trend will likely emerge in the coming months. Looking at the weekly chart, Zidunchik note that the Bitcoin is currently experiencing a complete throwback to the 200-week trend, which if you were in my podcast a couple days ago, then you will know that we were having a conversation about that. How do I feel about it? I don't really care about it. It seems like we're testing these lows to gather support. And, I said 25.2 was the bounce area, and what we got was a bounce at 25.8, which means that this is a protected level, and that there is a big fight towards the upside, not towards the downside. And we did see a rally today. After this rally, we saw that little kind of waning dump, like maybe, just maybe, we were going to protect it. When we had the show this morning, what did I tell you? I told you that if it comes down, it stays down here, and we get some candles confirming down at the bottom, then you're going to want to short it. But if it starts moving over and it starts using this as support, go long. And to be fair here, look, we're not exactly at the top where I told you to take profit, but we're not far off. So if you made this play at 26.7, then you are feeling pretty good about your position right now. Not a huge move, but a decent move over the course of the day. And now we're in the Asian hours, and we'll see how this plays out. Seems like it's kind of oscillating sideways at this point, gathering steam, if you will, for the next run, whatever that next run may be. So this one was kind of bittersweet for me, because I have for long thought that that Wagme was going to be the token that ended up being the first one on iOS, and Wagme got beaten to it. Axie Infinity Origins is now available. It's an NFT project on iOS. The constant delays with Wagme, by the way, when I say the constant delays, it sounds like I'm upset with them, but I'm not upset, because, make it work right, make it the perfect product, make it a brilliant product so that when it launches, it takes the world by storm. Do what you got to do to make that happen. So, I'm not upset. I don't really give a shit. It doesn't matter. It basically it's throwaway money anyway. And I hope that it does something magnificent. But, again, there's a roadmap, by the way, if you look at Wagme, and you will see it. And thank you for the $11 bomb, Sergio. Appreciate all your material believes. You're always profitable and frequently right. Super Jeet is the next 100X. Would appreciate the check. Keep rocking, brother. Super Jeet is on tap. Guys, we're going to take a second over here. We're going to look at Super Jeet. God damn it. The names that people are coming up with now are just becoming awesome. And here we go. Super Jeet. Super Jeet is on tap at 2,237 on the 24-hour. It is up significantly. So let's just pop it in here. And it is up at the top right now. Jeet is here at 509%. Now, of concern, if you have any concerns and you're looking for concerns, right? This is it had a launch here. This really kind of looks like a pre-sale launch. If not, maybe no. You know what? This is going to be a fair sale launch because it took a couple of hours. But the standard retracement probably to about the 786. It went below 7.86 line. And then it had a nice reversal, minted a new high. Now it's reversing back down. And I would say that here we are. We're hitting. It's a weird place where it's, it doesn't really matter, but so it looks like it looks like it's on the move. Now, this is not the position to get into, by the way, because if you buy right now, you would be buying into the all-time high, and that is silly. Never buy into the all-time high, because if you do, then you end up coming on YouTube and saying shit like, I can't believe somebody sold. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. What I would do is at least consider, and you can't, look, this is not going to be accurate, even though I'm going to try. But you would at least kind of look at this right here and say that it's, it's kind of trending up here. Maybe it's minting some highs along this way. It's forming a pattern here, which is prime for something. But at this point, the best I can say is it could play out. By the way, this right here also, we're going to take a quick look down here just so everybody has a clear understanding of what is or isn't happening, because these are big wicks up here at the top. And if I start to see AE, okay, so we've got 1, Jared from Subway. Do we have another? We got another Jared from Subway. So this is a small cap, but Jared from Subway is in here. And he is popping off on this just a little bit with some small. He's like front running some smaller buys on this, and he's had 66 transactions in here. So this is a Jared bot fest. That's what accounts for the volume, the trading volume. Other than Jared's trading volume, you've got basically the normal kind of level of volume. So at the best, I would say that it maybe plays out towards this upside, but it wicks like this because Jared from Subway comes in. The real close is going to be more along this line right here. So we might be, you might be at that level. So if you're looking to get in, I would at least consider letting it add a zero back because it looks like it's at 11 cents. Wait for it to get under 10 cents if you want to make that play. This is just an estimate. Again, there's no real technical analysis that tells you what's going to happen on a brand new token because it can break anyway. There's not enough holders. There's only 219 holders right now. So one significant holder selling out can change everything on it. Now, if they are holders and they are good holders, then you do have an opportunity for that break, but it should be at least considered that, again, if this doesn't run to the upside, if you're not really seeing that to the upside, you can also consider this, that because it's actually forming probably more like this right here. So it's tightening in the channel and it can go either way. Now with 100,000 market cap, the most likely way for it to go is up. And it's funny as shit, by the way. And god damn it, that's as racist as it gets. Motherfucker. I gotta ask about Super G, like Super Y, and why does it look like Super Y? You know what I mean? Like, okay, when we get out of this, I'm gonna be looking at this token because Jesus Christ, like I can't. Oh my god. Yeah. So this is hilarious. And I hope nobody's offended by it, or offended by me laughing. But that is super funny. So the likelihood of it doing anything is probably low, but you make a move down here, you get an opportunity to get in. Maybe you can have a little bit of a breakout. If it goes up, then you're looking maybe 100% you could make off of it. But the money probably was made already on the original run up. Again, that volume, that market cap, it's still kind of, if the volume is coming and you have a nice volume, that's good. But if the volume is because Jared from Subway is messing with the algorithm for you, because look, the big buys here, you had one big sell that was not Jared from Subway, but you did have all of these: Jared from Subway, Jared from Subway, Jared from Subway. The biggest of the big transactions all tend to be Jared from Subway, other than a couple of people trying to ape in at around the 1,000 range. And those people, once they're at 10, 20% profit, they might just be taking some out. And if it doesn't go much higher, they're not going to stay for very long. So again, be very careful with it because this is something that could tank at any time. But anyway, Wagme over here, to move on to this. So Sergio, be very careful on this one because I would have a concern. But this is something that just came out from Wagme, which is why I was super excited and why I was a little disheartened to see that Axie Infinity actually busted out and got in front of them. These are the companies. We've assembled a world-class team who launched and worked on some of the biggest games in the world. We are now working tirelessly preparing for Wagme Defense's rollout. Mass adoption focused, mobile RTS, Apple, Google Play Store, Android and iOS, Apple and the Google Play Store, free to play, no crypto needed, no wallet needed, gas-free immutable transaction, digital collectible ownership, Wagme game utility token integration. If you have Wagme Genesis NFTs, you're going to get a percentage of the revenue that's generated off of the game. The people that are on the team now were behind PlayStation, Apple, Industrial Toys, Bungie, EA, Atari, Respawn, Sega, DreamWorks, Sledgehammer Games, Call of Duty, Apex Legend, Battlefield, Tekken, Free Fire, Garena, FIFA Mobile, Madden, 50 Cent, Bulletproof, whatever the fuck this is, I have no idea. And then Fight Club. I don't know what that is. Morningstar? Like that is really, really small. I don't know what it is, but if everything else, even if that one is weird, the rest of them check out, and that's like super cool that they've got so much going on. So now the next and final piece of this before we talk some TA is the world's biggest stablecoin issue will direct as much as 15%. We already talked about that. So now we're done, and we're back over here into what is going on. So now you've seen a dump as we're having a conversation already. Forming back down to 99.03. So if you're looking for an entry point, you might be getting it pretty soon. Now, the other thing is you should consider that I'm on a 1 hour chart and this thing is oscillating very, very quickly. So if you get down here and you get into a position where you can go ahead and accumulate down here towards the bottom, be ready to get out at a moment's notice and take a smaller profit than you would normally take. Check the taxes on the right. There is a 2% sell tax. Now that's the reason that it doesn't have higher transactions right now, because that's just what happens when you have a tax on it. So be very careful and good luck. Now Bitcoin. So when I'm looking at Bitcoin, by the way, I tend to be bullish for the most part. I tend to consider that this parabolic curve cycle that we seem to be in is going to just play itself out to perfection. And I want to stress that we're getting weird indicators all over the place on the 16-hour, which who uses the 16-hour? Nobody except somebody looking for something to bitch about. Okay. Nobody uses the 16-hour indicator. But and you can make an argument, well, you sleep 8 hours for a day and, bullshit like that. Right. But crypto never sleeps. So shut the fuck up and put that back in your pocket because it's stupid. So if we are doing what I think we're doing, then it is about time for us to have another big move. So pay attention over the next couple days. Remember, tomorrow is Walmart earnings. Everybody beat, and now Walmart is on the clock. And I mean, Walmart is the big one in retail, right? So tomorrow morning, we get Walmart, then we get Alibaba, then we've got Applied Materials, Ross Stores, Coca-Cola, National Grid, Bath and Body Works, which doesn't really matter too much, but the fact that they're on here, there are a lot of, a lot of companies out there with an earnings report coming through tomorrow. And then we're basically going to be done. Like there's going to be one more on Friday. I guess I should have told you who was coming up on Friday. Boom, 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 boom. You got John Deere. You got Foot Locker. You basically you're closing out your retail sector. And there's nothing out here that's going to be. Walmart is the big one. Walmart is the one that makes the big deal. And John Deere, that one also could move the market. So if it looks good, if both of those look good, then we're, it's clear sailing. And remember, I told you before, this was the probable place where the catastrophe would start. And we'd have a catastrophe. So we keep getting told, oh no, shit's about to get really bad. And it never gets really bad. We just get the threat that it's about to get really bad. So I don't know what to make of that. I don't really have an explanation or anything for it. But if I were you, I would just realize that things are not what they seem to be all of the time. And by the way, when it comes to volume, Jeet has had no buys. It's barely had any buys or sells. And it's starting to slow down a little bit. We're about 4 minutes in. It was happening every minute or two. Now it's slowed down again, and most of it's been sells. So again, might be a good opportunity when you see this kind of spike down just a little bit more to make that play if you're going to make that play. So Ethereum, basically the same thing, playing out in the same way, popped out of this channel to the upside back over here. We were, it was really starting to move pretty good. I do think that Bitcoin comes, I still get this feeling that Bitcoin and Ethereum need to come down because it's been trending up here on the top of this for all of this time. The logical move at this point is to come back down here and test like 1530 or something before it starts to move and try to make a new high. But you can't predict the market. I think that that's the logical move. So if that's the logical move, I could see capital just appear out of nowhere and this thing just start getting sent, because that's the opposite of what people are predicting. However, it is pretty safe right now, unless you get above 30,000 into that 31, 32,000, that you're not going to be wrecking a lot of shorts. So, we really, if we want to move, excuse me, if we want to move in any direction, we need to hit 25. We need to clear out these longs here, or we need to get up here. We need to start clearing out shorts up in this area and start making that move. So, all right. God damn. All right. Now, let's, are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, so let's just go down the list here. Mong up 88%, continuing to send. And I got to tell you guys, I was wrong about Mong. I thought Mong was dead because it looked dead, because it had all the signs of being dead. But as this market is evolving, if you remember, we were having a conversation a while back, and I said, look, it's going to have to break to the upside, because this is kind of playing out over here, right? So it's going to have to do something. Otherwise, it's cooked, right? Well, then it broke to the upside, but it didn't really break to the upside. It just kind of moved this way. Now, it was still moving upwards, so that's a good sign, but it wasn't blowing up. And I thought, maybe it should have just a little bit more. Well, having that little bit more is happening right now. So Mong is making that big move. Bob, I told everybody who would listen, I thought it was going to come down one more time, and it came down, but it only came down to about 48. And I said, I think that this is probably going to visit 36 one more time, that I would sell up here and I would accumulate towards the bottom. Didn't come down that way, so I hope nobody got wrecked on that. But I mean, you still had a nice big dip here to accumulate in order for this next run to happen. But it's starting to look like over the last couple of hours, you got a little wick on the top, so it looks like Bob is now running and coming back down. Maybe uses 61.48 as support. If it does, then that's going to be a great, great sign. Turbo, 70.81. Turbo's on a little bit of a run, which is a cool thing to see when you consider that Turbo is the first AI-generated crypto ever. From the meme all the way to the contract, everything was done through ChatGPT. Unbelievable. And I think 70 million market cap, 69 million market cap right now. No, 49 million market cap right now. Sponge at 19.4 million, still significant volume. We know that a lot of that is Jared from Subway, though, right? I mean, we get that. It was having a pretty good move, had a little retracement right here. If it can catch a little bit of fire, just a little bit of fire, then maybe we'll see a little upside in SpongeBob. It is that stupid meme face that it's been doing. Pooh, still not feeling it. I'm still not feeling it with 700,000 in trade volume and a 12 million market cap. That just feels very, very weak to me. Now, we did have a little bit of a spike, so we do have some price action, but it's 2%, 6% here. It's really just not a lot, and it's down 27% on the week. So, it needs to have something announced. It needs to have something that it does, and it needs to have something. Otherwise, it's just going to oscillate sideways a little bit more, and then it's going to dump. Remember, this is coming from the top into what is looking like a perfect, and I mean perfect, pennant. So a pennant coming from the downside is a bear flag, and this is probably going to break to the downside. And if that's the case, then rest in peace, Pooh. Quit trying to put Piglet in your butt, or whatever it is that you do while you're in your little cage. Ladies, is starting to kind of die down a little bit, but at 88 million volume, it's got a long way to go. However, 16,000 holders, 88 million. I assure you, this will not hold. The likely scenario of this, and it could have another run to it. Okay, it would be fair to assume that there is that possibility. It is minting higher highs, higher lows every time, but it's also minting lower highs as we go down. And just because it's just because it's doing this doesn't mean that it's going to go up. It's already at $88 million, has no reason to exist other than because Elon sent a tweet out once. That's not enough to keep it going. Wagme at 33.79, MMAI 22.43, Bobo 74.59. Bobo, I think, is dead. I think we can finally put that in. Let's just go ahead and remove Bobo because it's just a distraction at this point. Decanect 61.47, Lillian 3011, Cult 38.18. Cult making a little bit of a move back to the upside. Bone at 78 cents, BRL at 41.52 still. Shib at 87.15 still. Wojak 23.98. Wojak, same thing. Still has 1.6 million in volume, but it's just really not doing anything. And this is another example of one of those this one actually did kind of pop a couple of times. So it is possible in looking at this, just to remember here, the reason that I go bearish on some of these is because this little area right here doesn't get met again. And if that doesn't get met again, then there's no reason to even continue. It's just going down. And people are going to be aping out of it because fuck that. But this one has popped a couple of times, which means for this, it's probably going to do the same thing that Mong did when the timing is right. Wojak has about 12,000 holders, not as much as some of these other ones, though. You do have to be honest about that. So it's possible that Wojak is done, but it has put up quite a fight. Cato 1067, NGN 1398, Pepe 1575. Now Pepe was in the 16s for a little while. The fundamentals of Pepe, when you look at the price and the chart action and everything that goes into it. And by the way, this is another one where, this part right here, if this was the end of it, then it was gone, but it hit up here again. So I'm expecting this 15 to move up to 2,000 pretty soon. When you start to break it out, then you really like what you see on Pepe, really holding at 662 million market cap. And, every reason to believe now, this to me would not be an entry position because when I see this was available over here and we haven't added that many new holders, then I would think that a little break a little bit further down would be in the cards. So I would not come in at this point. Now, if you decided you were going to come in, I would say good for you because you're at the bottom of an area. You're not right now. You're about halfway through. So don't enter at this point right now. That's silly. But if it comes back down into this 1,500 level, then that's an accumulation. If it goes up to 1,600, make sure that it flips that 1,600 and starts to use it as support before it goes up to 1,768, just so you know that it's done that. And there's also the other recurring piece that does matter here, and it matters a lot, and that is this resistance line has still played itself out for an extended period of time, and it is minting lower highs every single time we're doing this. Now, with that being the case, and let's do this on a 4-hour because it'll be a little bit easier to kind of play out here. When we kind of zoom in here and we look at this, we can probably make an argument here that this thing is playing into this kind of channel. When it plays into this kind of channel, this is a descending channel, which most probably breaks to the upside because all it is price action coming down. So if that is the level right there, then you probably are going to look at a move to the upside. It may have already started. It may have already started, but I don't think that it has. But I would imagine that we're probably looking at a move towards the upside. Pepe AI, 172,000 on 2 million. I think we're done with this one. This one also, we're just kind of wasting time looking at it. Volt 91.28. Volti Eco should be out tomorrow. Maybe that becomes something really interesting. Might change the game. You never know. Ben 72.30. The Jeets are getting. Look, you're looking at it right here, and you're seeing. And this, by the way, this when I say this is the Jeets, I really don't mean that. What I mean is this is the Asian market. Ben had a nice big run, so these guys are taking profit because there's profit to be taken. So I would expect as the night continues to progress, we start to see money coming back into Ben with the knowledge that something big is on the horizon, including all of the exchanges, et cetera, et cetera. Optimus did not do what I thought it was going to do or that I hoped it was going to do, if nothing else. What it did is shed a bunch of crybabies that were probably not going to be there with you at the end anyway, which is okay. That's not a problem because that's the way crypto works, bro. 2396. If Elon Musk just tweets out something with Optimus on it, then it goes and it gets sent to the moon. But Optimus tweeted itself out, and Elon didn't retweet it. So if Elon retweets it, then we'll see something. If he doesn't, then I don't know. It'll just kind of move down a little bit more because people are like, well, hey, I've been holding this almost 37 minutes and it hasn't gone all the way up to 100x. Why am I continuing to hold? Or some dumb shit like that. You probably got to be an investor since 2020 to do stupid shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Grumpy Cat is trading down 20% at 22.27. Not the accumulation spot, but we're getting close. Like, guys, look, this was a good play right here. So if this comes down, and you can see this over the next couple of hours, you're still seeing it's bearish, by the way. If you're looking at this now, you can make an argument when you're looking at it that these wicks down here are bullish, but the fact that what you're seeing right now are reverse hammers, that's a bear signal telling you that the price is coming back down. You still got Scumbag Millionaire who's out there still shilling it, so it'll probably reverse one more time. But I would really kind of sit on this until it gets down to that 1950-ish, 1920 range. Then I would accumulate, go in for a nice bag, assuming that it's going to not go 2x, but I mean, in this area, it's going to be close to it. So why not make the profit when you can see it on the chart that it's probably going to happen? Jeff, this bitch out here making fries. Total market cap is 576. We can stick Jeff's face in the fucking fry machine because this bitch is cooked and he is gone too. Lambo still has a tiny bit of life, but I'm not really seeing too much. Now here's the other part. Lambo is still getting listed on exchanges. It's still doing a lot of stuff. So I'm going to leave it on for at least one more day, and we're going to see if it doesn't have a reversal of sorts, because these things do oscillate back and forth, where you might get a pump up here, and then tomorrow these things down here might start to pump. You might see a little bit of life. But last time we got a pump on Lambo, it just barely went up and it came back down. Time before that it was up, but not much. So it's really just kind of in that death throw right now. So we'll see whether or not it's worth it. The thing to remember here is the same thing as I was telling you before. This little move right here has not been recaptured, so it's probably kind of done. There's probably just not much you can do with it. WSBC 99,000. That's 60,000 in volume. WSBC, go fuck yourself. You are done. You are not going to make it. So now what we have up here at the top, we got Smudge. We got a bunch of other ones popping in. And by the way, a lot of you have said over the last day or two, and I've seen you out here posting it like, well, looks like it's over. All right. So Guy came out, has 4.5 million in volume. This is Family Guy, and it's mooning right now. So is it done yet? Nope. Smudge, 3.7 million off of 3.28 million. Had a big dip going on right now, but it also had that big move right there. So this is that Smudge Cat. So the move is not over. The degens are still here doing degen shit. So just consider for a second that a lot of this is still in play. It's just a muted form of it, and it's just looking at new tokens to moon to scalp them for that profit. That's basically all that's going on. You can see Bob Futures up here, up 13% right now. Pepe Futures up about 2.4% in the last couple of hours. The market is moving out 2.6 billion. That sucked. Down 2.6 billion. But hey, Pac West Bancorp, which we thought was dead in the water, is up 22% on the day. So that's something. The bank isn't failing that we thought was going to fail. So we made lemonade. All right, guys, that is it right now. Did I miss anything in chat other than shit that I didn't miss? Okay. Yeah, no, we're good. All right, guys. It's not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you. We're going to be looking in the morning, catching up with the chart on what happened overnight and try to get lined up for the day. Looks like I had a very nice day on MEXC again. If you haven't already, sign up for MEXC. If you haven't, sign up for BitGet. make a deposit and make some trade. Now, listen, I've had about 100 people sign up under MEXC. I've had about 16 people sign up under OKX, about 20 people sign up under BitGet. But out of 100 people that have signed up on MEXC, guys, you got to make a trade. So make a small deposit and start making money. Start letting that portfolio grow. And here's what I'm doing. I'm leaving that money on the sideline. It's not in my main wallet. It's not in my secondary or my tertiary wallet. Okay, I have 3 wallets. It's not in those wallets. It's a centralized exchange wallet, so it's never going to have too much in it. But I am going to play it for a little while, and I will move that into my futures trading account, and I will make plays when I feel like making plays. Like when I see something going on, that's going to be where I make those plays, right? So take a shot. You might be, by the way, you might be a great futures trader. You might be looking at something and you might be like, you know what? Every time I do this, I just buy because somebody tells me to buy. And if somebody's telling me to buy, it never goes up. Well, I'm telling you to buy, so short it. See if it goes down. If it goes down, guess what? You made money. So just do the opposite of what you think you should be doing. And I bet that you'll have a little bit more success. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. So anyway, guys, we will talk to you in the morning. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again. Oh, wait. I got one guy who wanted to say something to you.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha, and it's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the BLEEVESCRYPTO YouTube channel. You got to become a member because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald out.
Did I answer your question that big? Was that the question? Uh-oh, let's go see. Dave, I don't think that I did. I'm not sure. Let me go back here. I don't know how far. Dude, you have to write out the question, man, because I have no idea. We'll do this before we go. Oh, somebody hearted Bob. Mong stinks. That's awesome. Love that shit. How is the future of Gen? You know what, Paul, we did this a little bit earlier. The future of Gen, I think, is actually the same as the other ones. It's actually hit its love points. It's hit its points where, because I see I love Snoopy right there from Ismail. But I think that it actually has an opportunity to get on a run because it's got that good potential sort of run feeling to it. I don't know that it lasts for a long period of time. What I would say is always take your profit. Never stop falling in love with meme coins. Stop falling in love with meme coins. Don't fall in love with Pepe. Don't fall in love with any of this shit. Don't fall in love with these. So I just don't, because it's not gonna work out very well. It just can't. It can't work out that well. And by the way, all the colors on StreamYard have been changed. So now when you make a super chat or something like that, they're not coming through the same colors that they used to before. They used to come through with these bright colors, and now it's just like a dull, like you can't even see them. So anyway, all right, guys, we'll see you in the morning.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, and the proof's in the pudding. So, can we forget about the things I said when I was strong? I ain't mean to call you that.